When you stop drinking, doing any substance, going sober, I guess, sobriety, I just don't like the word sober because you're not working towards being sober. You're working towards recovering yourself, your true self. When you just quit, there's a lot you're going to have to do. I'm not going to lie. There's going to be work you are going to have to put in. Your mind at first might be all over the place, but you are going to be able to make more clear decisions, and you're going to have a clear view because you're not going to be numbed and escape, somewhere who knows where in La La Land. That shows growth. That is growth and resilience. You might not want to handle your emotions right away, and you don't have to handle all of them all at once. Take it slow, one at a time. The point is that you are actually taking an approach to handling them, to loving yourself, to taking care of you, and to level up and start seeking healthy alternatives. Explore different things. Try meditation, try journaling. If you want to try therapy, try therapy. Going just on a walk outside in nature, to the park, at the beach, that helps so much with clearing your mind, with understanding yourself, with letting your emotions be, with feeling. I know sometimes in the beginning I would just go to the beach and I would see the sunset. There was times where I would wake up super early so I can go and see the sunrise, and I would literally just cry. What was I crying about? I honestly am not sure. It was probably just everything, all that crying that I had held back, that I just needed to let out, and I would just let myself be. I would take my journal because after I might feel like journaling, I would talk to myself, but I would be there for me, okay? I wouldn't stop myself. I wouldn't really ask myself, like, what am I doing? Why am I crying? I would just let myself be. And it was just, it was just beautiful, and it was relief. I felt more free and more light, like I had just, lifted this weight off of my shoulders. It's things like that. Simple things. You might need a cry. You might need a couple cries. You might need a lot of journaling, a lot of meditation. You might want to talk to somebody about it, but that's where you should start, talking to yourself. Journaling is a great way to communicate with yourself. You could also just talk out loud with yourself because nobody knows what you are feeling like you. And you might want to be heard, or you might want somebody to relate to. But for what? You want to do this yourself and you want to handle yourself, okay? There's so much help you can get. But at the end of the day, you really have to help out yourself. You have to put in the work. It's going to be a lot of trial and error. Some things might work for you and some things might not. That's why take the chance and explore different things. I don't know, draw, start drawing, start painting, whatever it is, whatever brings you happiness. For me, meditation is something that I'm just focused on, like even when I'm reading, I feel like I'm meditating sometimes, even though I'm reading a story, because I'm just really focused into that. It's also like a way of connecting with myself. I feel like I'm reading to my inner child. I used to draw, and when I would draw, it was just meditating because that's all that was on my mind. Not even on my mind. I would just feel it and I would draw it. I just let my hand be. I wasn't thinking about being perfect, about what I really wanted to draw. I just felt like drawing whatever the fuck it was. You want to do stuff that promotes emotional well-being instead of having negative consequences. You want something that promotes growth, that promotes happiness, peace, that's actually helping you heal. And where I would suggest you start, honestly, is with what you consume, with what you are eating, because it's time to take into consideration your well-being overall, physically, mentally, emotionally. But honestly, it really all starts with what you are consuming. Start eating healthier. I'm not here to tell you what the fuck to eat and what not to eat, but I know when I started eating healthier, started eating more fruits, more veggies, and juices, I felt so much better overall, mentally, physically, I was full of energy now, and my mind just wasn't so chaotic. So that helps a lot, and I strongly suggest you start there, because when you feed yourself junk, you're going to feel like junk, you're going to think junk, and you're going to look like junk. You know what I'm saying? Because fast food, greasy foods gives you acne, my peeps. You want to start building emotional resilience by actually facing those emotions and not relying on alcohol for whatever reason. Do you think it's going to help you? When you stop relying on alcohol, it just shows how strong you are, how much you care about yourself, how much you love yourself. And it also helps with your emotional intelligence. Just being able to navigate through things with a clear mind, with your actual feelings, because it's okay to feel, okay? It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel angry, to feel mad. It's okay to have those feelings. We have them for a reason. You do not want to let them consume you and just push them under the rug like, oh, I shouldn't be getting mad or I shouldn't be getting sad. And that comes from trauma or like the household that you grew up. I know for me, as a little girl, I was told getting angry makes you ugly. It makes it seem like you're not a pretty girl, an educated girl. Pretty girls never get mad. So that's why I would try not to get mad with after I just didn't give a fuck and I just became a really angry person, because I feel like I would try so hard not to get mad and I would just push it away, where I just one day bursted and I just became this person full of anger. You don't want to get to that point. You want to handle it. You want to feel it. And you want to let it go in a healthy way. You want to find these healthy alternatives to help you cope with that anger. Like journaling, whatever it is, something that's actually helping you. Letting go properly, okay? Not just pushing it to the side and trying not to feel it, distracting yourself, escaping. No, you want to go through the whole process of feeling it, asking yourself where it's coming from, why you feel like this, especially if it's from somebody else where you're letting others control your emotions. I get mad sometimes, angry, sad, mostly from me. Like if I did something, a mistake or whatever, I didn't get to something, I'm gonna be like, fuck, like I didn't do this, I didn't get to this or whatever. But I'm like, hey, it's fine. Like, it's okay. I'm not going to be harsh on myself. I'll feel a little bit mad. Okay. But then I let it go, because what's the point of getting mad? Nothing. It's not going to help with anything. I don't let it consume me, where before I used to. I'll feel it for however long it is, but I don't let it get to that extent, because for what? Then you start getting all these thoughts and all these feelings. No. But I especially do not let others control my emotions. I don't let myself get mad over what somebody else did, over things that I just have no control over. When you quit, that shows your accountability for your actions, okay? Because you are now realizing that those negative actions, the drinking, whatever substance it is that you were doing, wasn't helping you at all. And you are realizing that that was your choice. You decided to go that route. And now you're going another route. It feels good, and that just shows growth, and that just shows a lot of self-love, a lot of self-care. That shows a lot of responsibility for yourself, for your well-being, because you are no longer depending on these external things. You're depending on yourself now, on your growth, on you to become better. To do better for you. When you're under the influence, when you are drunk and you are drinking, it's like you feel like this cloud. You're not thinking clearly. You're thinking under the influence. And you do these crazy stuff, make these crazy decisions. But when you stop, you have a better understanding of things. You actually think about your decisions. And don't think too much, because you can start overthinking. But you're just like aware of consequences when you're under the influence, when you're drinking. You're just like, oh, fuck it, I'll do this. Oh, fuck it, I'll do that. You want to just keep into consideration what your actions today, how they will affect you tomorrow, in a month, in a year, in the future. Suppressing your emotions through drinking makes you disconnect from yourself. It disconnects all of you, mind, body, and soul. So it's time to reconnect, my peeps. It's time to stop drinking. It's time to really connect with yourself, all of you, and to handle your emotions, okay? To actually face them, not suppress them. It's time to feel. You want to feel, and don't be scared of it. There's nothing wrong with feeling all types of feelings. You have to let them be. You have to feel. You have to feel in order for you to let them go. See where they're coming from. If you feel some type of way and you don't like it, okay, get to the root cause of why is it that you feel some type of way for something. If somebody does something and it makes you feel some type of way, why? Is it there's a trauma behind it? Something keeps triggering you? Whatever it is, you want to get to the root cause and you want to heal. And it starts by feeling. You want to start feeling, okay? Because we have these emotions for a reason. It's important for you to feel, or else we wouldn't have emotions, you know? Like even anger and sadness, it's important to feel those things because it's part of the healing journey.